Walete. I hope that's right. It's been a while. My name is Haley Jones. I am a Conner High School graduate of the class of 2011. Gosh, that makes me feel really old. I am a sophomore at Otterbein University in Columbus, Ohio. It's technically in Westerville, Ohio, but I figured you guys wouldn't know where that is. It's a private liberal arts college. It's amazing and has one of the top-rated theater programs in the country. And I don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for my time in Mr. Lux's Latin class way back in my junior year. And I was really excited when Mr. Lux invited alumni to come back and talk to you. Happy homecoming, by the way. Yay. I hope you're marching in the parade. I always did. It was so fun. And I hope we win. Gosh, go Cougars. We never won when I was there, so. But I was excited to talk to you because I was literally just thinking about how much Latin and my time in that class has affected my life. And I know it probably sounds weird, especially because I'm weird, but hearing that, this one class you're forced to take in high school could actually make a big difference later on, but it indeed did. What I would first attribute having an effect on my life is Governor's School for the Arts. I know you guys probably know what that is, like Governor's Scholar Program or GSA, Governor's School for the Arts. And I applied the summer after my junior year. And Mr. Lux wrote my recommendation letter. And a lot of my essays were based off of this idea that my Latin class actually had inspired this whole new love of language. And it's something I always had. I always loved English way more than science and math. Oh, God. Chemistry. Woo! But no, I always loved English and I always loved writing, but it really wasn't until I took Latin that I realized how much I enjoyed the spoken word and these rich texts and using the language of people so longer before you to share a message about the world today. I think that's incredible. And I learned that in Latin. And so that's what my essays were about for Governor's School, and I got in. I really think that has to do a lot with Mr. Lux's letter, so thank you. Gratias. So I went to Governor's School for the Arts, and it wasn't there until I was there that I realized that drama and acting wasn't something I just was doing for fun, that it was indeed my passion, and it's something I love, and it is a huge part of me, and I believe it is what I am meant to do. And what a gift to discover that, especially so young. And the fact that I still haven't changed my mind, being the crazy person I am, is pretty cool. And so my senior year, I just started looking at colleges, and I was encouraged by my parents to audition for Otterbein. And they only accept 4 girls in the nation to be an acting major. And I was like, this is a long shot. And again, I didn't know what to write about because I feel like so many people are just like, I love to perform and blah, 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 but I didn't know how much I love to perform. It wasn't about that for me. It wasn't about, the stage or the audience or the glory of it. It was about the words, and there's something truly amazing to me to get to speak words that were written so long ago and are still preserved, and to speak this language and this gorgeous verse and text, and to use that to share something about yourself or to inspire others. I think that's what I love, and that's amazing. And just to get to read so many amazing writings and just to be a part of that and make the words come to life. And Latin taught me that. And so that's what I wrote about, and I got in, which is amazing still to me. And I love it here. It's an amazing school, and I'm in like a conservatory, so I take mostly classes towards acting. I'm also a dance minor, so I dance too. But it's very concentrated in acting and stuff, and it's like getting to do what I love every single day, which is pretty awesome. I wanted to squeeze in Latin, but I don't think it'll fit. But if I have time, I totally will. Already, it's been amazing how much Latin has helped me with my college courses as well. Like in the choir, we sing Latin songs all the time, and I was helping people with pronunciations and translations, which was crazy that I still remembered it. Thank you, Mr. Lux, for drilling that in my brain. And then, obviously, in my acting classes, we are taking, as a sophomore, we take theater history all year long, and it's a pretty intensive class. It's not just like history, like some of my history classes in high school where you're just like, this is a map, this is what happened. No, it's like it's super in depth. And it was amazing because right away I was already remembering so many of these stories from Latin. Like, we started with Greek tragedy, and then we went to the Roman era, and I was able to contribute so much about the Roman era, especially because that's what we spent a year learning about, and that was incredible. And it was awesome too, because some of those writers that you read and translate all the time, we were talking about them as playwrights as well, those Roman playwrights, and that was pretty amazing to get to be like, oh my gosh, I'm now speaking this monologue, and it's something I translated in high school. Like, that's incredible. And it just made me appreciate everything so much more, to be able to have this connection with it from high school, especially such one that I loved so much. I loved Latin so much. So that's pretty cool. It's also cool to be able to really understand in depth a certain area, and I feel like Latin really covers Greek mythology a lot, which was great, especially now in an acting class called Laban, which I'm not going to get into, but we're using this technique Laban to study Greek tragedy. And each of the characters are from the myths and mythological stories that you read and translate in Latin. So that's pretty cool. Mine is Medea. It was just assigned to me today, so I get to kill my kids. Great. But no, seriously, it's just really cool to have that. You learn so much in Latin class. I don't know if you realized it yet. It might be a little early to know that. But Mr. Lux does a great job of covering not just like the basics of translating, but you learn philosophy and religion and history and drama and all these elements of this amazing society that existed before us that so much impacted our own. Like with the election coming up, some of you might be old enough to vote, maybe not. I can't believe I am. But yeah, we wouldn't even have democracy if it wasn't for the Romans. That is the birthplace of democracy. So it covers so many aspects of life, whether you're going to be an architect and get to study the beauty and majesty of the Roman form and all of the buildings that existed there, or if you're going to be an English major and you're going to base a lot of your characters and novels and ideas off of these amazing examples before you, like so many people have. Even like J.K. Rowling based a ton of her stuff from Latin and mythology, which I'm sure you've noticed when you learn words like luminous and things like that. Harry Potter shout out? Anybody a Harry Potter fan? But it just covers so many aspects of your life. Also, I would encourage you to go to Latin convention. I don't know if you're planning on going. I went, and it was an amazing experience. It's a great time to really challenge yourself and kind of see what you can do. And it's also just really fun. You get to know a bunch of people you probably wouldn't normally hang out with. You get to experience a whole new group of people and just all these fun, crazy activities. And honestly, you get to learn the stuff about leadership that helps later on, and you get to put that on your resume and say, hey, I've been in Latin club. Example, today I was getting food at the campus center, and there was a boy, and his shirt said, Latin club, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I was in Latin club in high school too. So you can meet new people with it. Joking. No, that really did happen, but that's not why Latin's good for your life. I guess it could help. It also is a cool aspect with my faith. I am Catholic, and so I got to appreciate the Catholic Mass in such a more personal way, since it was based in